After a 14-year hiatus, the Netherlands is once again equipping its army with main battle tanks, a major milestone in its effort to rebuild military power. On May 14, 2025, Germany's Federal Office of Bundeswehr Equipment signed a landmark contract with K&DS Deutschland on behalf of the Dutch procurement agency. The agreement, based on an existing German framework contract, covers the delivery of 46 Leopard 2A8 main battle tanks, with an option to purchase 6 more. These tanks will form the core of a newly re-established Dutch tank battalion, marking a significant turning point for the Royal Netherlands Army. Back in 2011, due to defense budget cuts and shifting strategic priorities, the Netherlands decommissioned its entire main battle tank fleet. At the time, heavy armor was seen as obsolete in the face of evolving warfare. But over the past decade, the global security landscape has changed dramatically, especially in Eastern Europe. Russia's aggression against Ukraine and rising concerns over hybrid warfare have forced NATO members to reassess their defense doctrines. For the Netherlands, the need for a capable armored force is now a top priority once again. The new Leopard 2A8 tanks will be stationed at Bergen-Loheid in Lower Saxony, Germany, where approximately 3,000 Dutch troops have been co-located with Germany's 1st Armored Division since 2016. This move highlights the deep operational integration between the two NATO allies and ensures that the tanks will immediately contribute to collective defense. The Leopard 2A8 represents a major leap forward in European armored warfare capabilities. Based on the proven Leopard 2A7V platform, the A8 version incorporates a range of advanced features designed for high-intensity combat. One of the most notable upgrades is its fully integrated active protection system, likely based on Israel's trophy system by Rafael. This defensive suite can detect and intercept incoming anti-tank rockets and guided missiles in real time, dramatically improving survivability for both the crew and the vehicle. The tank's fire control systems have also seen major improvements. New generation electro-optics for the commander and gunner provide superior target acquisition under all lighting and weather conditions. While it retains the 120mm L55 smoothbore gun, the Leopard 2A8 now supports programmable ammunition, enabling it to engage a wide variety of targets, from enemy armor to hardened positions, with greater precision. Mobility has also been enhanced. Upgraded torsion bar suspension and optimized running gear improve off-road performance, while a more efficient power pack extends the tank's operational range and reliability. From a strategic standpoint, the decision to reintroduce tanks reflects the Netherlands' intention to restore balance within its ground forces and project credible deterrence on NATO's eastern flank. It's part of a broader European trend, nations rearming and modernizing their militaries to address growing security threats. For the Netherlands, acquiring the Leopard 2A8 doesn't just bolster national defense, it also strengthens NATO's collective combat capabilities. This contract also carries industrial weight. With this and other recent deals, K&DS Deutschland reinforces its leadership in the European armored vehicle market. The Leopard platform, now shared by 15 European countries, ensures logistical compatibility, joint training opportunities, and streamlined maintenance networks, advantages critical to any future coalition operations. In fact, the Dutch government had already announced plans to rebuild a tank battalion back on September 5, 2023. Currently, the Netherlands' armored capability is centered on the 414th German-Dutch Tank Battalion. All tanks in this unit are provided by the German Army and still carry German markings. The Netherlands' 2024 Defense White Paper outlined a sweeping modernization effort to reshape its armed forces in response to today's geopolitical threats. Key components of the plan include reintroducing main battle tanks, expanding the Air Force's fleet of F-35s, increasing naval frigate numbers, and boosting anti-submarine warfare capabilities. Additionally, the Royal Netherlands Marechaussee will be reinforced, and the Ministry of Defense plans to invest an extra €260 million to improve personnel recruitment and retention. A NATO standard tank battalion typically includes 44 combat tanks and 4 training tanks, for a total of 48. The re-established Dutch battalion will consist of around 350 soldiers and is expected to cost approximately $350 million annually to operate. Back during the height of the Cold War, the Royal Netherlands Army operated nearly 1,000 tanks, most of them Leopard 2s. In fact, the Netherlands was the first foreign user of the Leopard 2, purchasing 445 tanks from Germany in the 1980s and later upgrading them to the Leopard 2A4NL variant. Starting in 1993, the Dutch began reducing their tank fleet and selling off surplus units. Between 1993 and 1998, 188 Leopard 2A4NLs were upgraded to the 2A5NL standard. From 2001 to 2006, 180 of these were further upgraded to the 2A6NL configuration. In 2008, the Netherlands sold 38 Leopard 2A6NLs to Portugal and another 20 to Canada. Then in April 2011, the Dutch Ministry of Defense decided to retire its remaining fleet. 73 tanks were still operational at the time. 20 of these were handed over to Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann in Germany for upgrading to the Leopard 2A7 configuration, which were then adopted by the German Army. The rest, 100 tanks in total, were sold to Finland. On January 20th, 2014, the Finnish Ministry of Defense signed an agreement with the Netherlands to purchase 100 Leopard 2A6NL tanks for €199 million. Deliveries took place between 2015 and 2019, with the first 20 tanks arriving in May 2015 and the last shipment arriving in October 2019. Finland immediately assigned these tanks to its elite armored brigade in Parola, with later batches going to the Karelia Brigade. Following the sale of all operational tanks, the Netherlands placed about 20 Leopards in storage. But soon after Russia's annexation of Crimea, in 2014, Dutch defense officials began to reconsider. By 2015, there was serious discussion about reviving a small tank force, although budget limitations meant it would need to be part of a joint German-Dutch effort. That effort culminated in the formation of the 414th German-Dutch Tank Battalion in 2019. It included 48 Leopard 2A6 main battle tanks and a total of 400 personnel, 100 Dutch, and 300 German. Dutch soldiers operated 18 tanks, while their German counterparts controlled the other 30. Ironically, when the battalion was formed, Dutch troops had to train on tanks borrowed from Germany, while their own Leopard 2A6NLs were being refurbished for export to Finland. Today, 18 of the 48 tanks used by the 414th Battalion are upgraded Leopard 2A6NLs brought up to Leopard 2A7 standard. These are the only tanks the Netherlands has technically owned in recent years. But with the decision to acquire the Leopard 2A8, the Netherlands is signaling a full return to armored warfare. It reflects a broader shift toward traditional deterrence, fueled by cutting-edge technology and deep multinational cooperation. The return of the tank to Dutch service is more than symbolic. It marks the country's commitment to playing a fully engaged role as a modern land power within the NATO alliance.